Two tomato plants stand side by side. Same variety, same soil, same sunlight and water. But only one rises higher. A thicker stem, deep green leaves, flower clusters forming early. The other stays shorter, leaves turning yellow, growth slowed, as if being held back. No expensive fertilizer, no special soil, no secret bought from a store. Just one difference, one single watering. A fermented mix of fresh yogurt and rice wash water poured straight at the roots. The response is so fast, the gardener has to stake the plant early, just to keep the tomato from falling over. This is not a hack, and it is not a new product. It is a biological intervention you will never see on store shelves, because living organisms cannot sit still inside a bottle. But can a $1 ferment really change an entire tomato season? The answer begins with a very small experiment. The logbook begins in the most ordinary way. Two identical tomato seeds are planted on the same cool morning in early January. They sit in the same fresh soil, receive the same amount of water, the same sunlight, and the same carefully measured care. For the first 6 days, there is nothing remarkable to record. Both plants emerge evenly. Height and leaf color are nearly indistinguishable to the naked eye. On day 7, the experiment begins. Only one plant receives 1 liter of fermented solution, poured directly around the base. The other receives plain water. There is no second treatment, no additional adjustments of any kind. By day 12, the difference is already clear. The control plant, labeled A, stands at about 20 centimeters. Its leaves are paler. The edges curl slightly, as if responding to an unseen stress with no obvious cause. Plant B, the treated plant, has already passed 30 centimeters. New leaves unfurl quickly, thicker, and a noticeably deeper green. A short note is added in the margin of the logbook: abnormal growth. In the days that follow, the entries begin to read like a race. By day 15, plant B produces early side shoots and the main stem thickens visibly. By day 20, the first flower clusters appear, earlier than the expected timeline. By day 28, the gap can no longer be ignored. Plant A reaches only knee height with a thin stem and few flowers. Plant B, by contrast, stands nearly 1 meter tall, with a stem almost as thick as a broom handle, flowers running along the entire main stalk. At this point, the gardener is forced to add a second stake just to keep plant B upright. At harvest, the scale ends the debate. Plant A produces 3 tomatoes with a total weight under half a kilogram. Plant B yields 9 fruits, firm and uniform, with a combined weight of over 1.4 kilograms. The numbers are written in black ink, dated and logged. No special soil, no secret fertilizer, no ideal conditions. Just one watering, one ingredient, and a result more than 3 times greater. At first glance, the tomato's reaction might seem like a modern trick. In reality, using fermented solutions to activate plant growth has existed for a long time across many agricultural traditions. In Japan, natural farming systems use fermented liquids made from rice bran and rice wash water, commonly known as bokashi liquid. This liquid, rich in microorganisms and mild organic acids, is applied directly to the soil to activate the root zone and accelerate the breakdown of organic matter. In Latin America, particularly in Brazil and Mexico, various forms of biofertilizantes are produced by fermenting grains, molasses, and yogurt in open containers. These solutions are widely used in small-scale agriculture to improve soil vitality and reduce dependence on chemical fertilizers. In India, traditional farmers use Jeevamrutham, a fermented solution made from yogurt, cow manure, raw sugar, and water. They do not consider it a fertilizer, but food for the soil, with the primary goal of awakening native microbial life. What all of these practices share is not the ingredient list, but the principle. They rely on living microorganisms to activate soil, something bottled fertilizers cannot do. The process begins with rice wash water. The first rinse is used to remove dust and impurities and should be discarded. The second rinse, when the water is still lightly cloudy but clean, is kept because it contains dissolved starch, an ideal energy source for microorganisms. Use about 1 liter of rice wash water for each small batch. Pour the water into a wide-mouthed jar or bottle, do not seal it tightly, and place it in a shaded area at room temperature, 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. After 24 to 48 hours, natural fermentation begins. The smell shifts to a mild sourness, similar to diluted fermented milk, a sign that microbial activity is moving in the right direction. When this mild sour smell appears, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of plain unsweetened yogurt, about 15 to 30 milliliters per 1 liter of rice wash water. The yogurt is not the main nutrient source. It acts as a biological starter and stabilizer, helping lactic acid bacteria quickly dominate and preventing putrefactive microbes from taking over. Stir well and let the mixture sit for another 24 to 48 hours. The solution is ready when the sour smell is mild and pleasant, the liquid is not slimy and shows no mold, there is no rotten or sulfur/egg-like odor. If a foul smell, green/black mold, or thick slime appears, do not use the batch, as the microbial balance has gone off course. The solution must never be applied directly to roots. Safe dilution ratio: 1 part fermented solution to 10 to 20 parts clean water. After dilution, use the solution the same day. Apply only when the plant has established roots and is entering a strong growth phase, before or at the beginning of flowering. Maximum frequency: once every 7 to 14 days. Do not use continuously like regular irrigation. If you are wondering whether there are other fermented solutions better suited for different stages of plant development, the following section will provide additional options. If the rice wash water and yogurt solution focuses on activating roots and soil microbiology, the banana solution serves a different role, supplying natural potassium to support flowering and fruit development. The process begins with ripe banana peels. The peels are chopped into small pieces and placed in a clean jar. For every 1 to 2 banana peels, add about 1 liter of clean water. The jar should not be fully sealed and should be kept in a shaded area at room temperature. After 2 to 4 days, light decomposition and mild fermentation begin. The liquid turns light brown and develops a gentle sweet-sour smell. A strong, rotten odor indicates spoilage, and the batch should be discarded. The solution must not be applied directly. Before use, dilute at a ratio of 1 part solution to 10 to 20 parts water. Use a more diluted mix for young plants or container-grown plants. The banana solution is best applied when plants are forming buds, flowering, or setting fruit. A frequency of once every 10 to 14 days is sufficient. Avoid overuse, as excess potassium can disrupt nutrient balance. Once the root system has stabilized and the plant enters the flowering stage, ash water can be introduced into the cycle. Its role is not to feed microbes, but to supply potassium and mild alkaline minerals, improving water transport, strengthening stems, and supporting fruit development. Ash water is made from clean wood ash, sourced from natural, untreated wood with no paint or chemical processing. Fully cooled fireplace or wood stove ash is suitable. Coal ash must not be used. Add 1 cup of wood ash to 10 liters of water. Stir well and let it sit for 12 to 24 hours to allow minerals, especially potassium, to dissolve. This is a mineral extraction process, not fermentation. After settling, use only the clear liquid at the top. Do not apply the sediment at the bottom. Before use, dilute 1 part ash water with 10 to 20 parts clean water. Ash water is best used when plants are flowering or fruiting, at a frequency of once every 10 to 14 days. Do not use continuously, and do not apply on the same day as acidic fermented solutions, as they neutralize each other. Ash water is not a complete fertilizer, but a mineral signal, effective only when applied at the right time, on soil and root systems that have already been properly prepared. These 3 solutions do not replace one another. They are used at 3 different stages in a plant's life cycle. Viewed as a biological sequence, they form a clear progression: root activation to flower, and fruit support to structural reinforcement. The effectiveness does not come from using more, but from using the right solution at the right time. As microbial populations decline naturally over time, their biomass becomes a gentle but continuous source of nutrients, aligned with the plant's physiological rhythm. A single application at the right moment, when the plant enters a phase of rapid growth, is enough to trigger a chain of biological reactions that can last for several weeks. Typical yield increases range from 20 to 30%. What happens to the tomato plant is not a miracle, but biology activated at the right time, where soil truly comes alive when microorganisms are allowed to do their work. Even though they are based on natural biology, fermented solutions still need to be used correctly. This is not something where more is better. 1 application every 7 to 14 days is sufficient. Using it more frequently can disrupt the balance in the root zone. Always test on a single plant first and observe for several days before applying it to an entire bed, because different soils and plants respond differently. The solution should never be used undiluted. High concentrations can shock roots, especially in young plants or container-grown plants. Always dilute properly and use the solution while it is still fresh. It is also important to understand that results are not uniform. Soils that are biologically depleted often show stronger responses, while soils already rich in organic matter may show only subtle changes. Weather conditions, plant type, and watering habits all influence the outcome. What you just saw is not a miracle. There is no secret formula, no breakthrough product. Only biology, activated at the right moment, at extremely low cost, and an experiment any gardener can verify for themselves. Plant 2 seedlings, water only 1. Observe, compare. The revolution is not on a store shelf. It begins in the soil.